Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright is looking to make New York the first state in the country to legally define consent, because right now there is no definition. This legislation has the support of two of Harvey Weinstein's accusers, and if it passes, it would completely change the way New York prosecutes cases of sexual assault. Behind nearly every law on the books in New York is a set of definitions interpreting nearly any word you can think of, even ones as basic as office or person. But one critical word in the Me Too era, consent, is missing.
I find it really gross because consent is at the core of every rape trial.
Taralay Wolf testified at Harvey Weinstein's trial, accusing him of rape in 2005. When the jury asked the judge to define consent, they were told to use common sense.
If it's not written into law, how can he give the jury a universal definition of something that they can all of them fairly use and apply?
We don't want to leave that definition for juries to have to grapple with.
Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright's legislation spells it out like this.
Consent is defined as freely given, knowledgeable, and an informed agreement.
The legislation also states you cannot consent if there's any use of malice, such as deception, fraud, or coercion. Impairment from drugs or alcohol, whether voluntary or involuntary, is just one example. Current New York Penal Code only says what is not consensual, so unless there is a specific law written for a precise set of non-consensual circumstances, things will fall through the cracks.
And the end result is that we have laws that look like a Swiss cheese umbrella. Once we have the definition for consent, it'll act like a polyurethane coating over that umbrella.
Had New York covered the holes in that proverbial umbrella years ago, Taralay's story might have had a different ending.
Had this law been on the books, could have pressed charges against Harvey Weinstein.
Absolutely. And absolutely. I may not have prevented it from happening, but I would have known that it was a crime and not my fault.
And Assemblymember Seawright is looking for someone to introduce the same legislation in the Senate and to pass it into law before the current session ends on June 10th.